You ever have one of those days where you walk in expecting to do something simple, just pick up a car, make your wife smile? Nothing fancy, and you end up starting a chain reaction that flips an entire system on its head? Yeah, that happened to me, and to this day, it still feels a little unreal. Let me back up a sec. It was just after 2 on a Tuesday, Thousand Oaks, California. Sky sharp as a blade, the kind of weather that makes you want to get something done. I pulled into Westlake European Motors in my old black F-150, the one with the desert dust still stuck in the wheel wells badge of honor. You know what I mean? Boots scuffed, jeans faded, hoodie sleeves stretched thin from years of living in them. Didn't matter. What did matter was sitting inside that glass-walled Showroom 2024 Maserati Gran Turismo, snow white with red leather seats. My wife Jada had seen it in a magazine 6 months ago and couldn't stop talking about it. So I figured, why not surprise her for no reason at all? I had an appointment with a salesman named Lucas. Everything's set, just walk in, sign the papers, pay in full, and have that beauty delivered to our house, ribbon and all, before dinner. Simple plan, right? Only, nothing's ever that simple. I barely made it halfway across the parking lot before 2 security guards came strutting over, all business, one tall and stiff. The other looked like he could lift the car with one hand. "This dealership's private," the tall one said, not a hint of friendliness in his voice. "You need an appointment to be here." I told them I did have an appointment, showed them the confirmation on my phone. They didn't even bother to look, just cut me off, said I needed to leave or they'd call the police. It wasn't about rules. It was about Mew hat they saw when they looked at me. My jaw tightened just for a second. I'd seen worse in the Marines than some rent-a-cop with a power trip. But you learn quick. Never give folks like that a reason to escalate. So I nodded, told them they were making a mistake, and turned back to my truck. Sat there a minute, hands on the wheel, feeling that slow burn in my chest, not anger. Not really, just that old, hollow ache you get when someone decides you don't belong before you've even said a word. Now, I'm not the type to ask for backup over a car deal, but I knew I needed more than an apology. I called Derek, old friend, Navy SEAL, solid as a rock. "I need a favor," I said. He didn't ask why. He just said, "Where?" and told me he'd be there in 20 with the guys. That's the kind of bond you build in places nobody back home can even picture. Inside, Lucas the salesman was probably checking his watch, wondering why I hadn't shown up. Meanwhile, I was outside, waiting not for revenge, not even for justice, just for a little respect, a chance to look a man in the eye and have him see you for who you are. By 2:33, a black Escalade rolled up. Derek, Braden, Sterling, and Alonzo stepping out like a unit. No words, just nods. "What happened?" Derek asked. I told him straight. "No drama, no shouting." Sterling glared at the dealership. "This some private club now?" I told them, "Keep it cool. I just want them to see who they turn away." Alonzo cracked a smile. "Let's introduce ourselves properly." This time, the 5 of us walked right through those doors. No one dared stop us. The showroom was cold and gleaming, music low, every inch designed to make you feel like you had to pass a test to belong. Lucas looked up, did a double take, tried to recover. "Mr. Ransom, I'm so sorry. No one told me you were here." I told him I'd been turned away in the lot. Derek scanned the room. "This how you do business here, block appointments at the door?" Lucas started sweating, muttered something about getting his manager. Enter Darren, the sales director, in a suit so tight it looked like it might cut off his circulation. "Gentlemen," he said, fake smile plastered on, "what seems to be the problem?" I laid it out. "Appointment confirmed." Turned away without a second glance. "Judged on sight." Darren fumbled for excuse. "Security's been tight. We've had incidents. Sorry for the misunderstanding." Sterling cut in, cautious of what exactly? Guys in hoodies who actually have appointments. Darren tried to laugh it off. "Let's all calm down." I said, "We are calm. You're the ones sweating." But he kept pushing, offered me a service package, 3 years of maintenance like that was going to fix it. Braden chuckled, low and cold. "What do you think this is going to escalate into?" Darren's face paled, and it hit Mayhay wasn't worried about me. He was worried about optics. I told him, "You've got a culture problem. People here judge before they even speak." Derek added, "That's not your call anymore, pal. Someone else is going to have that conversation." We turned and walked out, no drama, no noise. Sometimes silence leaves a bigger mark than shouting ever could. Back in the truck, I told the guys, didn't want to call you in for this. Derek replied, we didn't show up for the dealership. We showed up for you. That, more than anything, hit me deep. These Mimi brothers thee'd seen real chaos with me. Sterling said quietly, that's why they're afraid of you. You don't come in yelling. You come in steady, controlled. People like that they don't know what to do with it. Alonzo checked his phone, grinned, got a friend in Santa Monica, runs a family dealership, no games. Want to take a drive? I looked back at Westlake, where Lucas stood behind the glass, and nodded. Yeah, let's go. On the way out, Derek made a call not to the press, but to Colonel Winters. She'd never needed a badge to get things done. Her voice alone moved mountains. By 4:15, the regional manager at Westlake's parent company had an incident report on his desk. By 4:30, the owner was grilling Darren over the phone. The dominoes were just starting to fall. Meanwhile, in Santa Monica, we walked in a Monarch Motor House, tucked between a surf shop and a vegan cafe. Gabe Navarro, sunburned, silver-haired, sleeves rolled up, shook my hand. You're trying to surprise your wife, right? He said. I smiled for the first time all day. He showed me the exact car I wanted, same model, same color, same fire red interior. No one's asking what you're wearing here, Gabe said. Just pay what we discussed, and she's yours. Only catch. Tell her the story, he said. It matters. Back at Westlake, Colonel Winters walked in a backup, didn't need any. She looked Darren in the eye and dropped a copy of my appointment on his desk. He had every right to be here. He came to spend money. He left humiliated. Tell me what part of that's acceptable. Darren stuttered about reviewing footage, disciplining guards. You don't get it, Winters snapped. This is about a system you built or ignored. Lucas tried to chime in. He didn't look like someone who'd buy a Maserati. Winters just stared. Exactly. She laid it out, formal apology. Review your access policies. Guards fired today. I don't have authority to fire people, Darren protested. No, but I know 5 people who sit on your board. One of them's my sister. She left without waiting for a response. That evening, the Maserati was on a flatbed to my house. Jada called. You still at the store? I watch her dream car roll away. Yeah, I'll be home soon. She didn't know what that car would come to mean. By morning, the dealership's apology was buried deep on their Websiteno names. No real ownership, just PR fluff. But people talk. One of their own leaked the security Footage violence. Just me calm, turn away. The clip went viral. News vans showed up. Employees' group chats mocking my boots, and trucks surfaced. Darren knew he was finished. Andrea Langley, the corporate exec, flew in, cleaned house. Guards gone. Darren gone. Lucas under review. Jada and I sat on the porch that night. She asked, are you okay? I said, I'm tired, not just from the drive, but from years of having to prove we belonged. Why didn't you just come home? She asked. I told her, part of me still wants the world to change, and I knew if I kept quiet, nothing would. Calls started coming in, vets, business owners, a community center in Pasadena. Reverend Owens said, you're not just a man in a video. You're a mirror. Later that week, I spoke to the guys at a Center One. Kid asked, you think I could make it in the Marines? I told him, you show up, you do the work, you don't let the world tell you who you are. He walked away, standing a little taller. Weeks went by. My story turned into a lesson civics teachers used it. Companies rewrote policies, strangers reached out. I wasn't trying to start a movement, but sometimes the quietest moments carry the farthest. Gabe delivered another car to a single mom in Oxford on my dime. No fanfare. Just paying it forward quietly so people could see there's another way. Some nights I'd sit with the old crew, swapping stories around the fire. Sterling would say, crazy how a normal day can end up meaning something bigger. I'd shrug, didn't plan it. Just didn't want to walk away and feel small. Derek would add, you walked away and built something. The truth is, people watch even when you're just trying to get through the day. When they see strength and restraint, it makes them ask how they'd respond. That's where change starts, not with outrage, but reflection. I don't need a spotlight. What matters is the conversations that follow, the policies rewritten, the people who feel seen. So if you're watching this, if you've ever felt invisible, underestimated, or dismissed, remember, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stand your ground, stay calm, and let the truth do the talking. And when your turn comes, maybe you'll do the same. If this story moved you, don't let fate share it, talk about it, and let's keep asking what real justice looks like.